Well, hey there guys, and welcome to edsretrogeekout. Today we're talking about thrift store finds. Usually I don't do a dedicated video to my thrift store finds because, well, it's been dry. There's like literally nothing over in my area at the thrift stores. Either they'll put it in the display cases where they want to sell it online, up for bid stuff, and that just goes crazy. And those prices are just going crazy, really. But lately, I hit a pay streak over at the thrift store, so that's why I wanted to do a little dedicated video here. I literally hit an RPG pay streak over at the thrift stores last week. So, let's get started. That was probably the best thrift store find in a long time. All this freaking stuff, man. Whoa. So pretty much like every time I'm near a thrift store, I'll walk in just to be sure if there's nothing over there. And usually I I'll pick up one thing and it'll end up in a pick up leftovers episode, which you can check over there. But yeah. This time, I went over to the toy aisle, I found one toy, and then I looked over at a big case filled with PS2, Wii games, everything. There was a ton of PlayStation stuff over here, and the titles weren't too bad. So yeah, let me just grab this huge pile of stuff I stockpiled together over there. This is all the stuff I got from there. Prices varied. Some were €3, some were 2. Some stuff was just €1. This is a Transformer kind of thing. I'm not sure if it's a knockoff or a real one, but it's a Transformer tank kind of guy, and he transforms into a robot, of course, and he has like this little thingy action where this little wheel spinning action that allows him to move forward. So yeah, this was like 20 cents, and I was like, yeah, I'll pick it up. And then I started looking around at the PlayStation stuff, and the first thing that actually hit me was this bigger case for the Wii. This is the Alone in the Dark limited edition. I think it is missing some part of the inlay. There's supposed to be something red underneath over there, but it did actually come with everything. You got the soundtrack, you got the game. In here is also an art book, and you have the making of DVD, I guess is what this thing is. Yeah, it's a DVD, so you got the making of DVD thing over there. So let's pop this right here. We get the art book. I haven't really checked it out yet, but yeah, it's got some art in there. So yeah, pretty nice quality on the art book. I haven't really played Alone in the Dark. I think it's kind of like a survival type game. But yeah, didn't have it. This was, I think, €5, so I was like, for a limited edition, okay, it's missing one piece of the inlay, but I'll grab it. Some other Wii titles I got over there was Knight's Journey of Dreams. This is a game that originated from the Dreamcast, I think, or maybe Sega Saturn. Didn't have it, but I've always wanted this one. This one was €3, and then the RPG started coming in. This one was also €3, and this is Dragon Quest Swords. Now, Dragon Quest has been a RPG series that has been going on for the longest time, and this is just another one. Square Enix made it, so picked it up for €3. Over at the PSP section, I found Tales of Eternia, a Tales game, I guess. Don't really have any experience with these games, but for €3, I was like, I'm not gonna, leave this one behind. So another RPG. Over in with some PC stuff, I found this weird looking case. It's at Nintendo Labo on it. This is called Toy-Con 2. Not sure what it is, but it has like a Switch card in it, and it was €1. So even for just the case, that's fine by me. I know it goes to a Nintendo Labo cardboard, you know, kind of thing, but hey, how often are you gonna see Nintendo Switch games at the thrift store now? I hardly ever see it out at the flea market yet, so I decided to pick it up for €1. Why not? Then we start getting into the main dish. These are PS1. No, it's PS2. These are PS2 games, and they're pretty darn good. This is probably the best one, at least for me. This is Clock Tower 3 by Capcom, a survival horror game. I did a review on the first one that was on the Super Famicom, on the Super Famicom. So yeah, that's like my main thing I wanted to get out of there. Also got Capcom Classics Collection. These are always good to have. So on this game, you got the 1942 shooter games, you got Ghosts and Goblins, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, you got some of the Street Fighter games, and Final Fight is on here. So yeah, definitely some Capcom classics. Then next up, we got Valkyrie Profile, a Square Enix RPG game. Yeah, honestly, I don't know too much about the PS2 RPG, so I'm just gonna tell you guys the name and you decide for yourself. Hey, is that a good steal for €2? Because these PlayStation 2 games were all €2. I also got Taito Legends 2, so you can find games like Space Invaders and the Puzzle Bobble 2 on here. Definitely another great collection, like the Capcom collection, to have for €2. Next up, we have another RPG, or more like a strategy game, I guess this is. Yeah, it's more like a strategy game. This one is called Romance of the Three Kingdoms 8. So this is Romance of the Three Kingdoms 8. This series already started on the NES or on the SNES. I know there's a lot of games of it on the SNES. So yeah, it's a strategy game where you fight different kingdoms, I guess. Then we got another RPG. This is Shadow Hearts from the New World by Ghostlight or Aruse, something like that. Another €2. We got Drakengard, also Square Enix game, Dead from Above and Chaos Below. So a RPG that has some dragons in it. And I also picked up Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2. Baldur's Gate series were, of course, pretty darn awesome on the PC, and this is, well, a reincarnation on the PS2 for €2. So yeah, that was all from one thrift store. I guess they just renewed their stock, and it was pretty darn good. Alright, so that was a pretty decent pile. Let's go over to the next one. I headed out to another store that is linked to this thrift store where I got this, thinking, well, you know, if they got a new feed in of games, they might also have it. But I think I was there a little too late. A buddy of mine already went over there. He found Shadow of the Colossus. He found a Zelda on the GameCube there, but he still managed to leave some stuff behind. And amongst those things was this this Zord, this Power Rangers Zord thingy, the frog kind from the Power Rangers movie. So this is one of the Zords. You need 5 to complete the Megazord or whatever it's called. I think it's the Ninja. I think it's the Ninja Zord. Over at the gaming stuff, the only thing I really wanted to get was this Black Label Metal Gear Solid. It comes with a demo disc of Silent Hill, and unfortunately it's not complete. It's missing the manual, but it is in very good condition. The discs are not scratched at all, so had to grab it. And over at the CDs, you know, I collect soundtrack CDs, and The Untouchables is a movie I really like, so I had to get this one. And I also picked up Vandals, Peace Through Vandalism. I think this is the first Vandals record, so it's punk rock. I need to get it. This has the iconic image that you see on all the Vandals shirt. Usually it's kind of like, you know, the Black Flag logo, but for Vandals. And then over in my hometown, where I usually never find anything, I also went over to the thrift store the next day and I picked up this stuff. So over at the games, I found Half-Life. A friend of mine was looking for it, and I decided to pick it up. And if he already has it, then I'll probably be able to resell it or something, or, you know, trade it off. Half-Life is pretty fun. It's a first-person shooter, I guess. Also picked up some more CDs. This is Anastasia from the movie soundtrack. I also got Mulan, the movie soundtrack. I actually liked this movie a lot as a kid. Got the soundtrack for Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. Yeah. And I also got Twin Peaks, the soundtrack, so that's the series that they now did a rerun of. Well, not a rerun, or they like revitalized the series or something. They're putting out new episodes. And also got a CD from an artist who's like a comedian in Belgium. He does some CDs, and this is one where people cover his songs, but it also comes with like a best-of CD, so that's pretty much why I wanted to get it. Urbanus, he has like comics and stuff. He's pretty darn funny, but it's in Dutch, guys. Then over at the toy section, I was walking around and I didn't expect to see this. Just in with like plushies and all this other stuff. I found a couple of these little LCD games that were put out by McDonald's for Sonic. This is from 2004. So I picked up all four. These were €1 a piece, which is pretty much what they'll probably go for. But hey, they look kind of cool. So that's why I picked them up. And then I first glanced over it, and I'm glad I went back again, because there was a Game Boy Color over there. Now, it is missing the sticker on the back, but it is completely working. Sound, the sound is working, the screen is working, everything is working well, and this was only €2.50. That's like an insane deal for a Game Boy Color, at a thrift store at least. I don't know, they have like an SNES out in the front of the store with that they're trying to sell for bidding, and then somehow this Game Boy Color ends up just being thrown in with toys. It's funny. So yeah, just whenever you're in the area of a thrift store, go in, head over there, and try to catch them slipping. That's the only thing I can give you guys as advice. If you're in the neighborhood, just walk in. This is gonna be it for this little thrift store pickup. Definitely subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great week or weekend. See you later, guys. Bye.